It's quarter 3 of 2022 and it's time to find the best EV deals on the Motability Scheme. Now the first thing that's disappointing this quarter is my favourite one on the scheme up to now, the Kona 64 kilowatt hour electric with a bigger battery, is now well over £1,000 for the premium edition, and the ultimate edition I believe is well over 1,500 quid now upfront cost. So that one's kind of outpriced itself out of the market as far as I'm concerned now. The one that's looking highly likely at this point of time is either a Corsa or a Mockery. Now don't take a mockery of me telling you about the Corsa and the Mockery. Anyway, I sideline. Anyway, so let's just quickly look at the prices on here. You've got the standard Mocha, I think it's the DS3 or DS3 Bastille, which is basically a Mocha with with DS clothes on. That one's a nice looking car, but I don't think that one's got adaptive cruise control. I'll have to look on it, because if it's got adaptive cruise control with no upfront cost, that might be on the price list now. So I'll put that under the Corsa. So look, DS3. It's working out where is there somewhere local where I can get a DS3 from though. But still, no free cost. So I'll put that on a second at the moment. I've already put the Corsa in top at this point in time though. As we go through this might change a bit. Fiat 500, far too small. If you're going to go for the Fiat 500, don't get the 24 kilowatt hour one for no upfront cost. Get the 42 kilowatt hour battery one with no upfront cost. You know, they cost the same price, so you would get the better one. It's just, you know, be smart about it. Unless the dealer's trying to convince you that they've got a 24 kilowatt one in stock, then you're going to have to wait till like half a year for the other one. Maybes. We got the 39 kilowatt hour Kona electric, still not big enough, not long enough range. If I was going to go for the Kona, I might as well go for the Mocha, because they both got roughly the same amount of range. And I think the Mocha's got more features, better build quality, well, nicer interior, don't know about better build quality, and adaptive cruise control. What else? Bigger boot, because I've tried the boot in a Kona and just about fitted Mum's Motability scooter, and right now she's not using that anymore, she's in a big bloody wheelchair, so I think I'm still going to need a big boot for her. Right, further down the list we have Smart 4. We got the Zoe still in there. That's an alternative to the Vauxhall Corsa, although it's been around for a long time now, the Zoe, so could do with a redo, like a refresh. Well, it's had been a refresh, but it could do like from a ground up rebuild, whole new vehicle, if you know what I mean. It's a bit like a Nissan Leaf. It's probably would be all right for her, but it's been around for so long now, and it was just really a facelift, because it's very much the same as the Gen 1 one from 2011 in a lot of areas. Somehow wedged a bigger battery into it as well. Let's have a look. Smart 44 still. So we've got the first Corsa, and again I wouldn't go for the premium, I would go for the ultimate. It's still at no upfront cost, whereas it's down here somewhere. Premium, ultimate. That's the one with the adaptive cruise control. I think it's got better seats. I think they're half leather seats. That would be the one I'd be looking at the moment, if I can fit that damn wheelchair in the boot. Corsa, yeah, Corsa. I never thought I'd be driving a Vauxhall anytime soon. It's not been one of my favourite brands, but this scheme is not about getting your favourite brand or the car that you've always wanted. It's about getting a car to do the job, and the job is to run a disabled person around and all their equipment. So there, I've got the Mockery Ultimate. This is probably the one I'm going to go for, I think, because I'll have a bigger boot and I'll have the adaptive cruise control. So I'm going to put it in, actually on ahead of the Corsa. Let's go more Mockery Ultimate. There you go, because that's got the adaptive cruise control, and that's 199 upfront costs. So that would be number one at the moment. The upfront cost one of the, so the difference between that and the Corsa is the Corsa is smaller and it gets an extra 20-30 miles range out the same size of a battery. So probably more fun to drive. I've always liked little cars, just for me, because they're more fun to drive, especially ones with a bit of power. DS2 Bastilles at number 3 still. Yeah. Sorry, sorry. Bastille. See, Leafs from 599 up front. It's just, they want 399 for a premium edition of a 39 kilowatt hour corner here. No. And there we have it. The one that's been my favourite to now, the one that was 799 up front cost like last quarter, is now 1,099 up front cost. It's just priced itself out of my top list. That's one now. In fact, it's nowhere near my top list anymore, being that price. And to tell the truth, since the last quarter, I've actually been to see one in person, and the interior is very plastically. I mean, after being in an MG with all the soft touch materials, the interior of that felt so cheap. It was nicely designed and that, but I could have done with a few, like, you know, some nice soft touch materials along the doors and things and on the dashboard, but it just felt all had the plastic knocky effect of a bin lid, you know, the wheelie bin lid, that type of plastic. It was like, ugh, cheap. So basically that type of crap plastic where you scratch it and tap on it, and it sounds like it's made out of wheelie bin, you know, an old wheelie bin that's been like melted down and reshaped. No soft touch materials anywhere. There was a little patch about this big on one of the door handles, like the door rest where you put your elbow. And I guess that was just because the plastic's so hard to put your elbow on. They put one little bit of soft touch there, and I was like, oh, that's a soft bit there. So kind of went out of favour with us, the corner, I think, which is a shame. It's also why I've contemplated getting a lower range MG ZSEV, because even though it's not got as much soft touch materials as the HS, it did have quite a few soft touch materials in it still when I sat in the cabin, and it had quite a decent boot, which I think would have fit the wheelchair no problem, but it's just the fact that they're no longer available on the scheme, according to this anyway. So look, there's the ultimate edition of the corner, the one with the leather interior, 1,599 upfront cost. And look at this, the E28 electric, that's basically the same as a Corsa, and the 1,549 up front, just because it's got a Peugeot badge and a different body on it. Underneath the gubbins, the battery, the suspension, the motor, everything is exactly the same as the Corsa or the Mokka E, but they want that for it. I don't know what to say, it's just gotten that bad. It's just gotten that bad. And here's the actual, this is what I think that when I said the DS3 with no upfront cost was a stripped out one, barely even just got basic cruise control, and the one with the extra bits in it, they're wanting nearly £3 for it up front. So no. DS3. I'll have to check on this, but I do think, as much as I like the look of the DS3, the design of it on the outside is probably going to be Mokka still. I could have looked less enthusiastic about a new car. And that's the thing about this scheme, it's not getting the car your heart's desire, is it? Not getting your heart's desire car, it's getting the car you have to have to do the job of looking after a disabled person. Now here's one positive note, the Nissan Ariya electric, new Nissan SUV, is on the scheme now. The only downside of it is it starts from £7,300, 7,299. You could almost buy a whole second-hand car for that. And one very, 3-year-old one maybe, with a good warranty. £799. I don't know. Well, that's the Motability price list update Q3 2022 over and done with. So like and share and subscribe and comment below and all the other things that you need to do to give this video a bit more vroom for me on YouTube. Anyway, thanks again for watching and catch you next time. Bye.